Hello, chat. We are streaming. We are here. We're doing stuff.
Aha, okay, that's how I do it. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Welcome to this week. I hope everyone had a wonderful week
Or two.
or two. 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah. We left off with you guys. The map, by the way, is up.
Yes, I have it up.
You guys left off with well, rather a recap. Let's do a full recap. You guys randomly heard some screaming in an alleyway. Decided to go find out what was going on, and ended up fighting some shadows, if you will. That just came out of nowhere. After which the town guard showed up, finding you at the location. Your monk was able to talk them out of arresting you on the spot, which was helpful. Your druid decided to hide and found a little boy who
doesn't sound great.
Yep. Who it's fine. He found a little boy crying because his mother was the one that was now dead because you guys were not able to get there in time to save her from the shadows that ended up attacking you as well. And after your druid tried to hide again, the little boy ended up giving him away, almost getting your druid friend attacked and thrown in manacles and taken straight to the dungeon. But you guys were able to talk the town guard into more of a house arrest situation, where you guys were, well, most of you were escorted to the inn.
Most.
Most, 2 out of 3. Hold on, Belenas.
Yes.
I'm gonna mess that up every time. Belenas, you were able to go back to your monastery, at least the one that is in this city. As long as you were around in the morning to talk to officials as a
Which
investigation.
I have stuff to show them.
Yes, investigation from the King Sword would be coming in the morning to investigate what happened. And you are all escorted, or you are all now at the end of your day. Some of you more, let's say, emotionally distraught than others from your day. And are headed off to bed. Just to make sure there wasn't anything else you guys wanted to do, right? Just off to bed after you had your nice food and drink for the evening.
Correct.
Yeah.
I would have prepared my own meal, but yes.
That's a fair statement. Using the bushes you collected earlier.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
have steeped them to a very probably not the best tea. Use the
Not the
bark
best tea.
and whatever else remained as a and some rice.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a um invasive species around here. It's everywhere. um and probably a little more bitter tasting than it normally would be in a where you'd find it normally in the wild.
Like good old
Um,
city taste.
Yep, the good old city taste of bitterness and uh depression. Um anyway, yeah, so you guys head off to bed. Um you as you are dreaming of different things or maybe not dreaming, uh you you start to have a dream. And it's kind of
Oh, no.
hazy at first. It's one of those type of scenarios where like you feel like you're having a dream, like you know you're having a dream kind of thing, but you can't wake up. Um
Lucid dream.
yeah, kind of like a lucid dream. Um and it's just kind of like foggy around you. And then it kind of just clears out in a as you see off in the distance kind of through fog, like you're looking through it, um almost like you're inside of a crystal ball looking out at the actual world as opposed to like looking into a crystal ball to see the future. You've it's kind of like you're in the crystal ball and you're looking out into everywhere else. um and you see um Ryok and Bucket or Ryok and Belinus, you would probably at least recognize to some degree. You see a giant city tiered around in rings. It is the capital, Illyri, of Ishgar. And it is burning on fire. And there are
So,
dragons toasting it into oblivion.
do we see each other?
Do you look around?
Yes.
Yes.
You kind of look, you kind of see this, and you kind of look to either side, and you can kind of see like they're still like off in the smoke, like in the smoke a little bit, but you can like clearly see the other two people that you ended up fighting with today, to your sides.
Interesting.
But you can't really move. You can turn your head from side to side, but the rest of your body doesn't seem to want to answer to anything you tell it to do.
So there is a body. We're not just like a face. We just can't move the body.
It's not a
Correct.
floating consciousness, it's actual full body.
Yes.
Okay.
And you look out and you see just the city just being attacked and just loads and loads of dragons, along with like other ground forces that you can't from this distance looking at the city from a long way away. You can see that there's like a ground army that like was helping to like attack and infiltrate the city, but they've kind of at this point like stepped back because of just how much destruction the dragons are causing at this point of just like doing rounds and rounds of flying over the city, torching it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Buki.
I think Belinus is just going to take in as much as he can. He knows he can't do anything, so he's just going to observe
And
and memorize as many details as possible.
There are all kinds of dragons here. You can see like kind of like almost smaller ones that almost look like birds, like just tiny birds from like this distance, to like giant ones that, you know, are you look at and you're like, well, you know, they didn't stand a chance because they standing on the ground, they can look over the walls and torch the city, you know, like they're just and then it kind of the smoke kind of like goes over your vision again, and then you see a giant tree, like enormous. Like at first you're looking at it and you think that it's surrounded by like bushes, and then you realize what you thought were bushes at its base are actually normal trees.
Hmm.
And it is huge. Kind of hard to tell from this distance. You're not entirely familiar with the type of tree they are. And judging, best guess anywhere from like maybe like 200 to 250, or like 200 to like 300 feet ish in height. But you're really not sure what type of trees are underneath it for like a good estimate of how like tall it could be.
Does Belinus recognize this tree at all?
No.
Okay.
Belinus has kind of, you know, he's done a lot of like reading of like different things in the world and magical things, and this tree is like no tree that you've even heard of.
Gotcha.
The bark itself, or the base, you're not even sure if there's bark. It looks like a tree made of like bronze, and then the leaves themselves are almost look like they're made of like gold.
Okay.
And I have a picture. Tree.
That is a small tree.
It's a small picture, and I didn't realize that until like 5 minutes before we started. So
Wait,
I'll
does
have
the
to pull it
stream
up
see this?
Hmm?
It hasn't popped up on stream for me yet. I'm
Yeah.
behind because of the ads.
It should be there now.
Tree.
It is
And
tree.
what looks like grass around the base is just other trees.
Essentially, it's a very massive tree. And it's beautiful. Like, there's no doubt in any of your minds that this is some kind of magical tree, or was like someone cast some kind of spell on it or something to make it what it is, because you can clearly see it still like swaying like in the wind a little bit, like it's a tree. It just
This is the power of store-bought fertilizer. This-
Oh my god.
It's got that mega grow.
yeah, Mega
That
Grow.
Megaro. Yep. And like you can clearly see that it like moves though. Like it's not like just like a statue almost, like it's not like solid statue bronze. It just looks like a living tree. Um
If we see this tree, how far? Because I'm
you
assuming we're not
are
at the tree. How far away would we estimate?
you are probably about a quarter of a mile away, looking at it basically over this crest um of something. You're not really even sure what you're standing on because it doesn't look like it's not like mountain, it's not like a cliff, it's something that you're like it's just there. um Maybe just some kind of figment of your imagination of this, or you're not really sure. um
Where in relation is this tree to the city that was being raised?
it is not. The vision shifted, so
Alright.
the smoke encompassed your whole vision again, and then when it cleared again, this was what you were looking at.
Is there anything unique outside of the tree? Like looking around, anything that catches the eye?
It is significantly more green. The colors that you can see of like trees are more vibrant. And it's you just see trees as far like there's not really any mountains. Like it does like there is difference in height, but it's not like that much. It's enough to make it like kind of wavy into the distance almost for like the ground.
Mhm.
But as you're watching it, you see kind of like the sun just like do like a fast forward to night, and then you see the tree on fire as well.
Oh,
And it's weird because like you hear a female like screaming as the tree is like moving by, like almost swaying by itself, like being wreathed in flame, dying. Um
sure, that's not supposed to be happening.
So I have a
and
question about that.
mhm.
The tree is on fire. Do the flames look big, or can we just like see a bright outline around the tree until it's on fire from there? Because like
It is essentially almost all of the tree is on fire at this point. So
I just wonder how it would look with an item that big being on fire from this far away. Like that's my curiosity of how fire works. Like it wouldn't be this giant plume of flame above it. So like I wonder what
right.
it would look like.
So there is kind of like smoke coming off of it. That's like you can still kind of see because like there's stars and the moon. But it does kind of give more of like a red glow at this point. And then you actually the point of where you are actually like um essentially like you get pulled to like probably around like 200 feet off, or like 200 feet away from the base of this tree, and you are now standing essentially almost to the base, and can see it basically towering through your vision, like looking straight up. You can still like it's just there because of how large it is. um and then you see kind of coming from around the side of the tree. And it's probably like the tree trunk itself at the base is probably a good like 100 feet around, if not more, now that you're this close to it. And coming from around the side, you see a cloaked figure walking with a massive canine looking creature. Probably like around like the huge side. It's not quite like ginormous, but it is very large. And he kind of looks like a toddler, you know, walking around with like a big like Rottweiler, you know, like next to him or whatever. Like he looks like he looks like three of him could ride it.
Are we able to move yet?
Big
you
booch.
you cannot move your body.
Okay.
This is also probably going to be a small picture. It is. That's great. That's what the creature looks like.
Oh, that's fucking
It's a
creepy.
puppy.
That's no fucking dog I've ever seen.
I said canine-esque.
Little
I don't even know if I would
beastie.
consider that canine-esque. That's alligator-esque. This is proof you're in or of where you're from. Considering you thought that was a canine.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue with that statement.
Who's drawing a heart on it?
And it doesn't really see you at first, but the hooded person kind of turns and looks at you, realizing that you're there. And you hear in a like almost like a whisper of a voice, you hear a male voice say, "Kill them."
Does the quote unquote canine-esque creature look at all familiar in any way to anything?
You may roll a history check to see if you know what this creature is.
Oh, well, you know.
Do we know if
I have
the
15.
character is referring to us when it says kill them?
It is
Or
looking
is it looking-
directly at you. And at that point, this a crocodile or alligator, as you put it.
No, it's a
Um,
dog now.
it-
You cannot take back your words. This is a dog.
It's a scaly dog.
looks at you, looks at you, and starts running towards you. Doggy.
I'm just gonna look behind me if possible.
Wait, where the
And-
fuck is my fucking spell?
You at this point, you wake up.
I rolled a 15, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, so we woke up. Is that a long rest or a short rest, by the way?
You have woken up after your long rest. It is now morning.
Okay. I was about to be like, all right, how do I cast light? I know I can here. It's a fucking verbal or thing. dream. Can we talk? Can I blind it? But no.
Bang it.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start carrying around rocks just to cast light on and be like flashbang and throw them at people.
Gonna play this like Rainbow Six.
Yeah, but it doesn't explode. It just hits them in the face, and it's just a bright fucking light.
Also cast magic mouth on it, so it just screams.
Bark. It just
It
screams.
doesn't scream,
bark.
it just goes bad dog.
But dog.
All right, so we wake up. Belinus is going to write all of this down. The moment he realizes it's a dream, he's going to write everything he can down. Because now he's curious. You did not scare him, you piqued interest.
who was looking at the dog as it came towards it?
Absolutely
was.
me.
I wasn't. I looked behind me to see what the guy was talking to.
Completely locked eyes.
Belinus, as you start writing stuff down, you were still kind of thinking about the dream, so you weren't really paying attention. But now that you're like looking at your hands writing, your skin actually has like a grayish tint to it that is slowly fading. Ryok, you
I'm
also
writing that shit down.
have a grayish tint that is slowly fading out of you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go find the the cleric of the temple. And I'm gonna see if they can basically figure out if there's anything wrong with me. See if anything's left over.
Sure. Easy enough.
I'm gonna explain explain everything and show them the notes. Sorry.
It is
what?
now the sun is coming up. And they're basically all praying to your sun god as the sun comes up.
Oh yes.
Like quick bow, Holy One. Now I need you to fix this.
Now I need you right now.
Hey, we got a prayer and everything is great, but I got some stuff I need checked out quickly.
Yeah, you easy enough. There's quite a few in here. One of them looks at you kind of like annoyed that you would interrupt his prayer, being of the same god. But he says, yes, what might I help you with?
I'm gonna go over the notes and everything and show them like everything that's written down. I'm gonna be like, and then I'm gonna come to, well, you see, after the dream, I woke up and my skin was a different tone. I want to make sure and see if anything is lingering, see if we can get any more information on what this is, and see if there's anything left. It was an urgent matter is the only reason I had to interrupt.
Yeah, he kind of starts
understand.
He kind of starts like taking some like random equipment out, like and kind of essentially prodding you and checking your body for anything abnormal. And you said your skin was changing color, or are you sure you just weren't like tired, or?
Oh no, it was a what was it, grayish?
Mm-hmm.
It was a grayish hue, and it came back to the color that it is currently after a few seconds. And this was
He
after I woke up
casts-
from the dreaded dream.
interesting. He
Dreaded
cast
dream.
he cast a couple more spells on you. Do you try to resist any
Yep.
of them?
No, not at all. Do I have to be paying attention to him while he's casting them? Because if not, I'm going to start trying to draw the creature.
No, he's just essentially casting spells. You don't have to particularly be.
Do I need to roll anything?
Yes.
What?
You need to roll a.
Please be something Dex.
Um,
Or, would it be survival? Or would it be performance?
it'd be performance.
Okay.
Also, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I would know or be able to recall knowing what I know?
Well, y'all are at the inn. I'm at the monastery.
Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just because Ryok doesn't know what's going on with you.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a
Um,
17, by the way.
Oh, okay. You draw a decent little doggy. Or big doggy, as it were.
Decent, six-legged or eight-legged scaled doggy.
Mm-hmm.
A cute little fella.
Yep, cute little fella.
Whenever he's finished casting the spells, I'm going to show it to him. But anyway, go back to Ryakan. Sorry.
Ryok, you you kind of get a feeling for what type of creature this is. Not necessarily specifics, but kind of a nature, and like you were like locked eyes on him, and you feel like with a 15, you thinking about it, you've never seen a creature like this, or even really like heard about this eight-legged doggo. And you thinking about it, you know enough that you know that if you could get in the information you needed about it if you were at home.
That's the thing. Ryok doesn't remember home.
Yeah.
So he just kind of has this feeling that like he could figure it out, but he doesn't know how.
Yeah, he knows that somehow he knows how to find out what this creature is, but he can't put two and two together.
Okay, and it's the same thing with the gray tint.
Roll me a history check.
19.
You probably had the gray tint the most out of the two of you. And you would affiliate that gray tint to statues that you
fucking
have
basilisk, wasn't it?
that you've run into before.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
God damn it! I know exactly what it was now.
How about carefully, Johan's trying to pick words.
Yeah, you've seen this in statues of what you assumed were very good statues of living people
Yes. Okay.
made into stone in Lake Town
Okay.
specifically. You've seen some before, um like there's statues all over the place, but there are actually a couple statues in Lake Town that come to mind, that you saw while you were there.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Oh wait, are you done on his side now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm going to like, as he's casting the spells and everything, I've drawn this creature. I'm gonna show it to him in the middle of the cast, or
you're
even
gonna
like
disrupt his casting.
right at the end of it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, how long is it gonna take him to cast these things?
Probably a couple minutes. I mean, he's casting spells to figure out what the hell's wrong with you. So
Yeah, Belinus is impatient. He's showing him.
Okay.
He's like, it was this thing. Does that look familiar?
I mean, I guess it kind of looks like the dogs that like some artificers use. You know that is not what it is. You know what he's talking about. He's talking about like the steel defenders that like some artificers get.
Oh wow, I
Um,
really drew straight up a dog, didn't I?
Yes. A
God
dog
damn it.
with a dog with antennas. Yes.
But is it cute?
It is very
17 got me
cute.
a dog. All right. Well, I'm gonna be like,
He has never seen anything like what you have seen. So he sees a dog. Yes.
can I walk in cast, or can he walk in cast at the same time?
Sure.
Because we're going to the library. I'll be like, hey,
He does a couple casts and he's like, I can't seem to find anything weird. There's no residual magic on you or anything. Are you sure it just wasn't like a livid dream or something?
yes, you know what? It may have just been. I may have just woken up tired, still, like you said. Where's Do we have any books on those dogs that you were speaking of? I'm just gonna kind of walk off in the middle of saying that and go to the library again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be looking for more, books on creatures until I can find something or until the guard shows up to question. Because I have my orders, and that is to wait for the guards to show up. So I'm gonna do just that, and I'm going to look.
Okay.
Also for the giant tree.
Also for what?
The giant tree.
The giant tree. Okay.
So that's gonna be my day until something happens. I will let y'all to it.
You can do that. Bucket, you woke up. You did not have any green tint to you, or gray tint to you.
Okay.
So you remember the dream and everything. You didn't see anything behind you when you were looking in the dream. Just essentially smoke. It seems more of like you were seeing a vision of something as a dream, or if you take stock in it, if not, you don't.
Definitely something that Bucket's gonna have to look into, but that is for later time.
Okay. dinner is actually brought, or dinner, breakfast is actually brought up to your room in this establishment.
Right.
Do you actually eat it, or do you still make your own food? Or do you use it to make your own food?
Definitely try it to see the palette of the local area. I just can't help but keep thinking what kind of flavor a tree of that size and color would invoke in a dish.
So that would be an interesting, definitely an interesting thing to find out.
You just want
The
to eat everything, don't you?
he does.
I don't want to eat everything. I just want to cook everything.
The food is actually really good. Not quite like, like you're a cook yourself. And you feel like if you had like the same ingredients, you would be able to do like a little bit better. But as far as like other people's cooking, this is probably some of the best you've had. That you like. Um, which is strange for an inn because normally their food isn't that great.
True.
Um,
I'm gonna have to give my compliments to the chef when I head down the stairs.
uh, yeah. So you head downstairs. The owner is down there. And he is kind of getting ready for his day. Making sure that glasses and everything are ready, and he sees you come downstairs and he says, hello, did you enjoy your morning breakfast?
I did, thank you. It was very unexpected flavor from a establishment
Uh,
of this variety.
our cook is quite good. Uh, I will indeed make sure he knows that you quite liked it.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you.
you hear like pots and pans just like clattering in the background in the kitchen. Like whoever's back there is like basically running around, and you can tell that they're like on a mission.
It is good for a chef to be busy in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's between you and me, he's not like the tallest person, so he ends up dropping a lot of stuff that he tries to like reach from like higher shelves. Which is, probably what we heard the clambering of.
Have you gotten him a step ladder?
Multiple. I'm thinking about getting one of those ones where like how like in some like libraries how they have like the moving like ladder for the shelves. I've been thinking about installing some of those for him.
That seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might be the case. I'm not really like a cook. I don't do cooking, so um I have a tendency to do things in the kitchen that I shouldn't.
May I have a tour of your kitchen?
Um sure. He kind of like opens uh kind of opens the door. Um uh this door right here. Bean. And as you like look in, it's a mess in here. And you see things being thrown up like onto the table, like in the middle and stuff like that from like behind it. And like from around the side, this very short halfling walks around the corner, just like covered in spills. And he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, um, uh, um, hi."
Just looking around, is there any
And
like
he's like
ingredients
awkwardly
or something?
looking between you and the bar cube, just like doesn't know what to do, just awkwardly standing there.
Wait,
Uh,
did we ever determine what race Bucket was?
He's human.
I am human.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Continue. I'm sorry. I
Is
just
there
completely
anything
forgot.
within reach, I guess, that is like ingredients that he may have been scampering around for?
There
Or just
is
on the table?
yeah, so on the like on the floor in front of you, there's like a wheel of cheese that probably he threw up there and then just like rolled off because it landed like on its side. And he's just like, but he's just like awkwardly standing, like he legitimately doesn't know what to do. He's just standing there staring at.
And other than the assumed mess, does anything look out of the ordinary in this kitchen, or is it just pretty much just ordinary in kitchen?
It's pretty like normal, like it's a pretty normal kitchen. It's, you can tell that it's built for speed of cooking over like quality of cooking. Um but that would also be for a normal like medium-sized creature, which like or person, which this person is not.
And is there any sous chef or any other chefs in here?
Nope, it is just the one.
All right, just giving a like a hand on the chin, just looking around, just studying, nodding. Bend over, pick up the cheese, kind of give it a inquisical look, and just turn around, walk out with the cheese.
Okay. As soon as you as soon as you walk out and the door like closes, you hear like standing like right outside the door, you hear, "Oh, that was close." And then you hear another voice say, "Yeah, I don't know what he was doing in here, but we got work to do." And then you hear like things moving again.
Okay.
Um Ryak, your food was also amazing, for especially
Okay.
for you know, tavern food.
Okay.
You are, what would you like to do? You're essentially assigned to
Uh,
this building, unlike everyone else who is more or less free to go as long as they stay in city.
um, honestly, Ryuk's fine, kind of just sitting there and contemplating. He's not really gonna eat too much, but just like thinking on things and yet again trying to pull memories and failing miserably.
Yeah. Um you're sitting there and you're trying to think about the past and memories, and you're trying to remember things you can't. And I don't think it helps that your brain kind of automatically goes back to a memory of the last time you were um had a conversation with the King's Sword,
No, it does not help.
which I imagine is the main cause of why you are having trouble thinking about other things.
Yes, to an extent, it's that plus the dream. Like, Ryok was definitely taking in information during the dream, but also, like, kind of freaking out a little bit mentally.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's the
imagine
mixture of
he
those two facts.
certainly.
So until somebody comes to find him, he's basically gonna stay put.
Certainly. Belinus, you are in the library. What specifically are you looking for?
First off, any kind of creature, like, or any kind of compendium on like creatures or anything to try and find this dog that I saw. This giant doggy gator.
I love that it's just dog now.
Giant doggy gator.
It is dog.
It is
And,
dog. It is Doge.
so if they bring the breakfast or bring breakfast to me?
You are not in the tavern or staying in
Yeah,
it.
but I didn't know if they were gonna, or if they were like any of the helpers in the monastery were gonna bring anything. I was gonna say, if not, if somebody walks in, they're just gonna see a table in the center of the library just piled with books, and you can't even see Belinus behind them.
Yeah. You being in the monastery, there aren't really any helpers because you are the help.
Yeah. I didn't know if another monk was felt sorry for me for not coming to breakfast.
Um. Let's see. We'll find out. No, they do not.
Okay.
You you are probably starting to get a little hungry at this point. You haven't eaten yet. But you are.
The real question is, does he even realize he's hungry?
Maybe.
Because
Does he not?
I don't think Belinus is going to realize he's hungry. He's intrigued. He's after something. You know? He is trying to find this. How long has it been that I've been in the library at this point?
We'll probably say about an hour.
Oh yeah, he doesn't notice anything.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Investigation. All right. Oh no. Bad stat. Bad stat. Whoa, let's go, 17.
The dice are really on your guys' side on this campaign. I don't know what is going on.
It wants me to know.
It really does. It's a shame,
the
though.
knowledge is there.
You looking through what you have here, you find you find quite a few creature compendiums. You find one that has to do more with like fey creatures. You find one that is listed creatures of Draconia. And you find a regular, just essentially almost like creature, like animal picture book, essentially. Like a really, really fancy animal picture book of
Baby's
the
first
animals
animals.
of the animals that you would know from Ishgar.
Gotcha.
Do you want to take them or do you want to just read them here?
I'm just gonna read them here until I find the right one, and then I'll take it.
Okay.
Honestly, I would, out of what I've seen, I don't think I would start with the Fey one. I would start with what was it? Fey.
Draconia.
I would start with the Draconia because the scales stuck out.
Okay. You start flipping through this thing. And you get probably you get like all the way through it and you're like, I don't see it. We'll just double check because it has scales. And you go through it and you kind of find some creatures like it that are like they're listed as like a form of small dragon,
Yeah.
but it has wings and the doggo does not.
Okay.
But that's like the closest thing you find to it in that book.
After that, I would just go to the Fey.
You start going into or reading the Fey one, going through it, and you hear a behind you.
It's behind you.
They're
One moment.
coming.
Do you even stop and look up?
No idea that he did it.
No idea.
None.
Nice. uh
I'm just continuing reading.
yeah, you then hear in your ear, what you looking at?
He's gonna. Honestly, he's not even gonna look away from the book, and he's gonna be like, "I'm trying to find that," and just points over to the picture. The picture would be on the table.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing like a random picture in the book.
No.
And
I was talking
gonna be
about the
like,
picture that I was drawing, or that I drew. Sorry.
I was like, are you hoping for like maybe just like this one?
Starts page this one. No, no, the picture that he drew.
You hear the person you hear them like pick it up to like look at it. And they say, is this what attacked you in the streets?
Once he says that, Belinus is gonna look up and see who it is.
Standing next to you is an elf. With black hair. Kind of cut short. and he is basically full gear, with a couple like daggers, um, armor, and has a what you would understand or what you would know to be the emblem of the King's Sword on his chest.
Oh, the
And
moment I notice,
and behind
Oh.
him, not saying anything, is a second King Sword who is just watching the interaction.
then in that case, the moment I notice that they are the King Sword and they're the guards, I'll be like, oh no, it was this, and I'll pull out the other thing that I had stowed away for the shade, or not the shade, the shadow.
Okay.
It was a shadow, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the page and be like, no, this is what attacked us in the streets. I'm looking for this because this was in a dream of mine last night, and I want to know what it is.
Oh. Interesting. You guys were attacked by shadow. He like you can like he trails off like at the end. Like at first he definitely found it interesting, but as he thought about it, something he thought of caught his attention in his head, and the rest just kind of like trailed off into the distance.
Gotcha.
And he goes, you're sure these, right? And he gets like
Absolutely.
like like he was kind of just like having a like fun conversation before, wondering what you were up to, but now is like genuinely like are you sure? Like you're positive?
Linus is not even looking back at him. Like after he showed him the note, he went back, started going to the book, and he goes, "Oh yes, I am absolutely positive." As he's like looking through the pages.
Do you remember
Oh
seeing
wait,
anyone else?
is my arm? Does my arm still have the marks from wherever it
Do you
attacked me, or
do you look?
would it? Uh, well, I mean, the arm would be in front of me while I'm reading the book, so I would hope
It
so.
is. It is not there.
Okay, then I'm not even going to bring that up.
It
Oh,
hasn't been there since you woke up.
So is there anything else, as you said?
Do you recall seeing anything else weird or anything like that?
Just that there were 3, right? Were there 3 or 4?
I thought there
I'm
were like
pretty.
5.
There were definitely like 5.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
just
there were
gonna say
5.
that there were 5. One of them came out of the young elf that we found in the street, and then the others showed up afterwards.
Yeah, we examined her body. Do you um he seems very distracted. Um are you still looking at the book? Your book?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm just flipping through pages trying to find this thing.
He, he did you did any get away from you guys that you recall or anything like
Oh
that?
no, I dispatched all that were there.
Yes.
At least that were in sight.
Sun things. Praise sun. Please Paler. Paler.
Praise Paylor.
Praise the sun.
And he's just gonna be like, or well, he's just gonna kind of still just be flipping through.
You said you had a dream about this creature?
The one that's on that paper, yes. He points to the paper and then goes back to the book.
He's still holding the paper looking at it.
Oh, then yeah, he's just gonna point up to it in his hands. He's gonna be like, or and then Belinus is gonna turn back and be like, and oddly enough, this giant tree. And whenever I say giant, I mean the size of 100 other trees combined. Does that ring a bell to you?
Can't say as though it does. Roll an
Okay,
insight
thank
check.
you. Insight. 14.
He seems to be telling the truth to you.
Okay.
Um,
Glennis does not have a shadow of doubt.
yep.
Like,
Um, well, if there's nothing else that you can think of, was it just the two of you?
there was a third in the alleyway, but it was just the two of us that were fighting.
The two of you being the human.
No. The owl assist. Alan?
Alan.
Technically, Owlin, yes.
I would say no. The Alan was the one that had assisted me.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I
They-
remember that
They
it
must
just
have reported that wrong.
Belinus is remembering the Alan was the one that like they found, and he said flat out like whenever they found him, hey, he helped me with these things.
Yep,
Versus
that is correct. You are correct.
Bucket was just sitting in the alleyway like picking bushes, and I was like,
I'm here
I
for
don't
my
think
tea.
he wants to be involved.
I'm here to make my Earl Grey.
But yeah, I'm just gonna be like, the Alan is the one that assisted me in the fight.
Oh, okay. The report was all over the place.
It was a
But,
hectic day.
I hear. Well, I appreciate your time. You don't need to stay in the city. I don't think we'll need you for any further questioning or anything like that.
If it's not any problem, I would prefer to. I'm curious about what happened, and I want to find out more about this creature because something doesn't want me to know what it is. And he's just going back to looking through the books.
Interesting. Well, I hope you find your dog. And he puts the piece of paper back on.
Dog.
And they leave.
So, I would ask before they leave. I would be like, have you talked to the others yet? Are they still at the inn?
We are on the way there now. Why?
I think he's gonna. Okay, he's gonna pick up the books, like not the draconian one, but the other ones that he hadn't read yet, and he's gonna
Okay.
put them under his arm and be like, "I'm gonna go with y'all if you don't mind."
Sure.
All right, and he's gonna follow him to the inn. He has
you can't-
questions.
Obviously,
Huh?
ask them and talk to them before we talk to them.
Oh no, you're all right. Talk to them all you want. I want to ask them some questions afterwards. If you like, if as long as they're not under arrest or anything, of course.
Sure.
I just
So
want to follow y'all because I don't know the way to that inn.
that's fair. The three of you, you and the two Kingsword, go to the inn. Bucket, are you still at the inn downstairs?
Yes.
3 people walk in to a bar. The 4th guy ducks.
Damn it.
I'm so sorry. I
I
couldn't
don't know, Blinis
resist.
may be reading and walking, he
Oh.
may not duck.
That's true. Yes, Belinus and 2 other people, a elf with dark hair and a human, both wearing. Actually, you would not know because you haven't had any dealings with them. But they walk in. They have the King's Sword logo on them. And they walk in. The elf turns to you, Belinus, and says, "Is that the one who was like on the side?"
What? Okay. What is Bucket's expression right now?
He is facing away, trying to look inconspicuous now that town guard have come in.
I don't quite know. I didn't get a very good look at him that day.
Roll a deception.
20! Not Nat. Dirty 20, let's go!
Well, I mean, you know,
Blinis
when
is
life
on
gives
point
you
today.
lemons.
When life gives you lemons. Sorry, Bucket. You're just gonna have to make a new character because apparently this campaign is trying to exit your character stage left. um. He yeah, the human actually goes and sits down, kind of watching from a distance. And the elf walks up to the barkeep, and he says, "I'm Ash with the King's Sword. I was here to see the 2 witnesses from yesterday." And the barkeep goes, yes, this was one, and the other I think is up in their room still. They haven't come down yet. Hope they didn't do a runner. I'm sure it's fine. And he kind of like goes
That
back to
would be
like,
amusing.
huh?
That would be amusing, wouldn't it?
It would be. He goes back to like polishing, and the elf who introduced themselves as Ash turns to you, Bucket, and says, "You were there yesterday, when the fight took place?"
I'm sorry, what fight?
Did you not see the end of their fight? This person's fight with the creatures that were there?
I am not sure what I saw. I don't know.
Hmm. Did you see anything you thought was out of the ordinary, or maybe
Well,
someone
there's
you
a strange bird, but also weird creatures.
kind of like shadowy in nature, rising up from the ground?
He's just going to visibly do a full body shake or shudder. I suppose that'd be an apt description.
Um, uh, well, I already got Belinus's statement here. You didn't see anything strange or Any
There was
one casting any
nothing
weird
about that.
magic or maybe running from the area?
There was nothing about that fight that was not unordinary.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, you did just see somebody turn into essentially an angel.
homie watched from the street as two people walked into a fucking alley with a body on the ground. Shadows rose up and started smacking them. And then one of the people turned into a fucking angel and flew up into the air, casting fucking rays
Literal
of
smite of God.
literal smites of God, Kale style,
And a very strange bird.
and a
Kept
strange
summoning
bird.
bugs.
I think it was diseased.
God.
Um. Well, are you okay? You seem very distraught. Do you need? I can. We can get you like counseling if you need it. If you know.
Grief therapy.
Are you
PTSD
okay? He genuinely looks concerned.
Kind of just hold up the half-eaten wheel of cheese. I could go for another one of these.
A whole ass wheel.
He looks at Marky and he's
We're
like,
playing D&D. They look playing Skyrim.
could he possibly get another wheel of cheese? And the barkeep looks at you like, just like, sure. And he like walks into the kitchen for a moment and then comes back with a bigger wheel of cheese, like the size of your head, and like slams it down on the bar. All yours, man. I
This is complimentary, right? Just eyeing the guard.
yeah, that's well, I mean, I'll bill him for it, and points to the king's sword. He's like, the king's sword doesn't even look at him, just pulls out. You see him pull out and hand money to the barkeep without even like looking away from you.
Oh, they're used to this.
Well, if you say that you're okay, he kind of like does like a emphasized thing of like waiting for an answer.
Just gonna look up to him and just take a bite of the half of cheese that I was eating previously.
Right.
Most awkward interview this guard has ever done.
Well, I guess I will go see about our third witness. What room is the Allen in?
I don't think she's gonna be saying much. I think she was face down in the dirt last I saw.
What?
What?
He's talking about the hell.
He's talking about,
Yes, I am talking about the dead elf.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh. He kind of just looks at you and he pulls out more money and hands it to the barkeep. Maybe some like ale with that, and like starts going for the stairs. After the barkeeper says, "Thank you," and tells them which room the Allen is in. and he goes upstairs alone.
Oh, Belinus is
to-
going to be at the bar, by the way, already reading the book again. Or reading through the books again.
Yep.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Riok, you hear a knock at the door.
Riak kind of looks up as he's been kind of thinking and jotting down things in a small little itty bitty little journal. And kind of looks up and goes, "Door's open."
The door opens, and on the other side of it is a kingsword that you are familiar with.
Yeah, Riak's eyes kind of light up with a recognition almost immediately, and he goes, "Well, isn't this amusing?"
Oh, wait, Rion can talk?
Yeah,
He talked to you literally during the fight.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
any
did.
of that was actual dialogue.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
kept describing like how you were like, or how you were feeling about stuff. I was just thinking you were like not talking throughout the entire thing.
Oh my god.
No, Riak can talk.
Okay.
Riok over here just.
Riak just isn't like super talkative.
I don't think he talked to me during the fight.
He did.
Anyway,
He did.
continue. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Oh. Whew.
You literally said like, "Thanks for the help," and he's like, "No problem."
Oh, wait, he did.
He
Okay.
literally talked back.
I do remember that one. Okay. It's been like 2 weeks. All right.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Tears.
how do I read this?
But yeah, Riak kind of says that, putting the journal down and like
You
gently
kind of
raising my hand.
walks in, close the door. You've been busy, I see, or here rather.
You know, wandering. Could say the same for you.
I'm always busy. I always have another mission to go on.
Well,
I think they send me because I don't lollygag, you know? Just actually do the work as opposed to most people.
Riak kind of shrugs and goes, "So, am I gonna be put in the circle again?"
Well, did you summon any shadows recently?
No.
And he looks at you very intently.
Riak looks like genuinely like he understands it, but there's that split second of like, now why would you think I'd have done it? That crosses his face before he goes, "No."
Yeah. And you guys didn't notice anything weird?
Other than
Anyone
the shadows popped out
running?
in daylight.
That's a fair statement. You
But no one that
no
I
one running
saw running away. Outside of the boy, but I think he was just scared.
Yes. The child. He is.
But you could tell your
from what
guards to be nicer.
my guards.
You know, hierarchy,
I do
right?
not work
He
for the
kind of
town
like
guard.
shrugs.
The Kingsword and Town Guard are very different things.
Riak shrugs.
Well, you might be happy to know that the boy we were able to find a living relative for him to go and live with.
Oh, that's good.
Apparently, there was no father figure, so we actually gave him to his grandmother, who they were already living with. So
Well,
yes, not a huge difference, but at least someone he knows.
that is good.
So still claiming you don't know where you came from?
Still no memories, despite how hard I try. Just vague strings that disappear when I try to grab them.
Hmm.
Sorry to disappoint. This is a kind of like, it almost is like a question.
Well, you know, don't be breaking any laws. You know, the normal things.
I'll try not to fall into a lake again.
Well, yes, that would. I mean, you could fall into a lake, just don't do it the same way. You know, if you're like on a
I
boat or
mean,
something and you fall off or something, then, you know,
it
like
was
a
kind of an
normal
adrenaline
person
rush.
falling into a lake, then that's fine. You can do that.
To be fair, it was kind of an adrenaline rush, but I'll try my best.
Hmm. Well, let's hope that I will see you less.
Promise. And his eyes just like look up at Ash.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you again.
Ryok just smiles.
Mm-hmm. And he goes to walk out and stops and turns back and says, "Oh yeah, the Belenis came because he wanted to talk to you guys too about something. I don't know what that's about, but he's downstairs."
Oh, okay. I'll be down in a moment.
And he closes the door and leaves. Coming back downstairs, um, he walks over to the other Kingsword and talks to him quietly for a minute, and then they both, or the other one gets up to go walk out with the other one, and Ash turns back to you, Bulliness,
Yes.
and says,
Actually, no, I take that back. He doesn't even notice.
"Yeah,
He's still in the book.
happy dog searching."
Thank you, and just kind of waves, not even looking back.
And he walks out. What would you like to do?
The moment they
said you
walk
wanted-
out,
Mm-hmm.
and he notices they walk out, I'm gonna look at Bucket. I'm gonna like show him the picture. I go, huh?
They walk out, but they stop at the door to talk to the guard that's been outside posted, and then the three of them walk away.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna grab the drawing that I did, show it to Bucket, and be like, "Did you happen to see this last night? Like in a dream?"
Are you looking at the picture before you show it to him?
Huh? Yes. Why?
Oh,
At the bottom right of the picture, there is now two initials, an N and a D, put right next to each other.
What? Who had time to write on this? Anyway, I'll come back to that. I'm gonna show Bucket now and be like, "Did you happen to see this?"
Look around, see if there's anyone else within like earshot, I guess.
You guys
Just-
are sitting at the bar with uh the barkeep in front of you.
I don't think Belinus gives a shit if the bartender's there. He's gonna turn and ask him if he knows what it is too. Like,
It's a very strange dog you have there.
okay. Hey, do you know what this is? He turns to the barkeep.
He turns to the barkeep.
Yeah, he's gonna turn to the barkeep and be like, "Hey, do you happen to know what this is? I saw it, a picture of it, and I can't place what it is."
He looks at
And
it.
it was ND, right, on the initials.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's at this point Ryaka's downstairs too, looking around.
Strange bird.
It's a strange bird who talks apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not as
no.
feral as you made me out to be.
No, for some reason I was thinking Kinkajou like type where they don't talk.
I mean, okay, that's fair. I could see that vibe coming off of Ryak.
I've never like seen an Owlin in D&D, so I was curious. Like, anyway,
Yes, some are talkative, some are not. Ryak is just not super talkative.
The barkeep has never seen anything of the like.
the moment he like starts to like show that he hasn't, or start to say no, Belinus is gonna lose interest and start walking off, and go like as he's like reading in his book, and if he notice, do I notice Riot come down?
Probably you're all
Yeah, I
right
mean-
there.
Okay, I'm gonna
Depending, well, how long did you stay up in your room then? Would be actually the question.
Me?
Yes.
Not too long, maybe a minute or two after
Yeah,
Ash left.
you would
Just
definitely
gather my stuff and then come down.
Yeah, you would definitely see him walking down.
all right. Noticing him, I'm gonna like walk over like and be like, "Hey, let me ask you something," and then I'm just gonna kind of gesture to like one of the back tables to go sit down at.
I'll
Now
give him the option to go to the back table, but do me at the bar.
the difference is I wanted to ask the bartender as well, and we saw each other in the dream. I don't know if Belinus would have seen you turn around.
Wait, are you talking about when he turned around at the end?
Yeah.
No, you would not.
All right. Also, Belinus isn't exactly sure how much you're tied into all this, considering you didn't want to be a part of the actual fight. So he just asked, and where I was gonna like talk to Ryok and actually bring it up and talk about it, more than just like, "Hey, did you see this?" type thing. So I'm gonna gesture over to one of the other tables, and I'm gonna go sit down and pull the paper out and put it on the like table.
Yeah, Ryak will follow and sit down. Obviously, like, seeing that Belinus has something to say.
I will
I'm
do
just
my
gonna
best to eavesdrop.
I'm just gonna be like, "Did you happen to see this last night? I swear it felt real, but it was a dream that I couldn't move in." And there was so much to it, and at the end of it, there was this creature. Excuse the terrible drawing. Everyone thinks it's a dog for some reason, but it was. It looked like this, but it had scales and almost like a reptilian face.
Does the drawing look anything like the creature that I saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Just
why
say my
he took
response will
it so
change.
far, like how different it was.
Um,
No, it's just he's at this point he's convinced that it's a
It's a
terrible
dog.
fucking drawing because everyone keeps thinking it's a dog.
um,
An
Ryok
eight-legged
takes a
dog.
look down at the paper for like a second, and you definitely notice his like eyes almost light up for a second with some sort of recognition. And he goes, "Yeah, I think so. A tree. I remember a creature similar to that."
And he would have picked up on you say the tree, and he's like, "Ah, yes, the tree. Do you know of anything that's like, or do you know anything of this tree? Because I can't find anything on it or this creature, and I've read through books and books and books." And he's like, "And I'm going through a book right now of the Fae, and I can't find anything."
Thank
I don't know anything about this
Thank
tree,
you.
do I? This isn't the tree
I
I'm thinking of.
love what was that?
I said I don't know anything about this tree, do I?
No. It is not a
It is
tree
not
that
the trees
you
I
do
am
not
familiar
remember.
with. uh he kind of shakes his head and goes, "No, I don't
Yeah,
know
thank you.
anything
I
about it.
love
Just
of
that I
monsters and
saw it
men.
as well."
I
Okay, so y'all
huge
were
fan.
there in that. Well,
I do know that creature though isn't normal. Call it a hunch. I'm not sure why I know, but
Linus's eyes are almost gonna light up and be like, "Did you have the issue with the gray skin this morning as well?"
Ryuk definitely looks taken aback a little bit, but after a moment just like nods.
Odd. I had the cleric check, and he said nothing was lingering. I
Maybe it
must know more
wasn't.
about this.
Hmm.
He is going to like kind of start looking at the book again while talking, and he goes, "Well, I think I have an adventure to go on. I don't know if y'all want to join, but
I
I want to know
mean,
more about this thing. And also, I kind of want to know more about where these shades came from because I have a feeling they're linked to all of it."
Ryuk kind of nods, having actually thought about that for a while he was up in his room. Um, and goes, "Yeah, I've had a numerous amount of things happen to me, and I prefer them to be known to me when they happen, so I'm kind of curious as well."
I'm gonna pull out the page with the shade. The guards didn't take off with that, did they? Johan? Or the shadow, not shade.
Um well, you handed it to him.
I know, but did he
Was
ever hand it back?
Mm, probably would have. Yeah, he would have. He would have.
Okay.
Well, he probably would have set it back on the table next to the other drawing because you were busy.
I would have taken it with me for sure. On the page, is there anything about how shadows are summoned? Is there anything about like you? You had originally said they are summoned by someone, right?
They seem to be from the knowledge that whoever made the information on the shadow seem to believe they either were like summoned from another like world or were like a side effect magic of something else. Like they kind of like tagged along as a like,
Gotcha.
for lack of a better word, a minion of something else.
So
Do
I'm gonna be
I?
like looking through the page. I'm gonna be like, so it seems as though they were summoned. I need to know more about that elf.
You said that out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this
He
wouldn't be
doesn't really
internal at
think to himself that much.
all.
Well, yeah, I'm just clarifying before I start talking and then realize that you've been just like
Yeah, no,
assiding the whole time.
this has all been out loud.
Yeah, Riot kind of looks over and is like, well, I may know some things about magic, but I know it's at least better to be in numbers. So,
Oh, numbers. Hey Bucket, do you want some more tea? Kind of
He is
hinting at
too
Bucket to
engorged
like.
in the cheese.
Looks over cheese wheel.
that's just, it is unsettling how he's
you know,
just eating that by itself.
the like cheese Twitch Johan that just came out.
Oh yeah,
It's that's it.
that's Bucket. He needs a crossbow now.
It's like perpetually eating this massive wheel of cheese.
Yeah, you would have heard Valenus just. It is unsettling watching him eat that.
You can have some too if you want.
I'm good. Are you coming with
You-
us?
You guys want some of this cheese? I promise it's not poisoned or anything. I swear.
I was hiding.
Remember to pack your snacks a month in advance.
I was hiding.
Oh, Lord, holy shit, Johan.
If you all are in need of a cook, I'd be more than willing to join you.
Riot kind of looks over and opens up one wing to reveal a myriad of elements and goes, well, perhaps I'm not the best for a cook, so
How are you alive?
you see him like hesitate for a bit as like memories falter yet again, and after a second he goes, I'm not really sure.
Quite the fun little party we have here. Well, let's get going.
And Riot like nods a little bit and stands up.
Valenus, you are kind of familiar with how, like being from like the monastery and etc., that there would be some kind of official report that you could probably get your hands on by this, like by the city, that would have the findings of whatever they found. And even like the King's Sword being the ones who investigated it, there would still be like an actual report that you could probably get your hands on after it's finished if you were to go query for it.
I figure that'll probably take a little bit more time than just a single day, so I would rather, while it's still fresh, go back to that scene. I know it's been
Absolutely.
overnight, but
No, that's an
hopefully.
absolute thing. Yep.
I want to see, first off, if somebody was able to move that elf, because I sure as hell wasn't. And I would like to look around the outskirts of it, trying to see if anything may have been dropped or anything if somebody was watching as they had their little pawns do the job for them.
Sure, you go.
Oh, I've been paused.
Yes.
We've all been paused.
I know, right? God damn it, Johan.
Maybe it's
How
I do
could you
not
have
like-
done us like this? I thought you loved us.
I do not like the stun lock. This is bullshit.
I know. I'm getting CC'd right now. How could you do this? Go to the closet and get the
Starting
cleanse.
the adventure.
Ah, yes, the cleanse. It's just like a Windex in the closet.
It is. Yeah, it's just a spray bottle. Don't be stupid.
Start spraying the ground where you're rooted.
Yeah.
all right. Everyone, roll initiative.
God,
Really?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, I was gonna
Oh.
say, wow.
I rolled a 1.
Wait. Why didn't my hit points reset? I clicked the long rest button and did the long rest.
Did you
Mine
confirm?
reset.
There's
Yeah.
a you have to click it twice.
Take long rest. Oh, wait. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the body was right. Where's the ping? Ping. Right here.
It was right there, actually.
Well, right there. I think Molinis is gonna start by investigating, like, this alleyway. Because this isn't a crowded street at all, right?
It is not. It is an alleyway.
So from here, standing right there, is there any windows that he would have noticed? I don't know how to pick my token up, Jesus.
You have to press the
There we
token
go.
browser. Yeah.
So, standing right here, is there any open windows, any corners or nooks that somebody could have been hiding in that he would notice while looking around?
Roll a perception check for that.
Okay. If I could find the page, there we go. 13.
So why
Um,
have we come back here?
Looking to
Linus?
see where somebody could have watched everything that happened from. Because not only would they, or not only is there a chance they would have watched her die, but there's a chance they may have noticed us as well, considering that we all, or well, Ryok and I had the same dream. I'm not sure if you did.
I'm really not sure what I saw.
Great.
I'm assuming the body's gone, or is the body just left in the alleyway?
Is it just a crater in the ground because it's too heavy for anybody?
no, it's not there.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna say, what the fuck? I was just- like the Kingsword come in, they investigate, and they go, we'll just leave it there. You know what? Screw it.
It's like a 2-ton corpse. No one can move it. It's a part of the infrastructure now.
Oh my god. Looking around, there are some windows. Being a like alleyway that's not really used, they're very dirty. They're definitely not like cleaned. Looking around, you don't see anywhere that looks like a good location to watch that fight take place.
Can I like look around and investigate over here in this like section? Because I feel like Ryok's first thought would have been, well, if the kid was over here, something would have had to have happened that would have caused the kid to go to a nearest hiding spot. So like
Sure.
maybe over here-ish. Is there?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh. Well, I'm not finding anything a 6.
It's definitely a hiding spot that he chose.
Yeah. This is a damn good one too.
Really the only one, to be
What?
honest. Looking around, there's not actually a whole lot of places to hide back here that aren't like in bushes that probably would do a lot of scrapes.
So, despite not getting anything, he did learn that like there's no real place to go if you're confronted here.
Correct. Especially if
Okay.
you're ambushed like you guys were.
Are these residential?
These are indeed residential.
Blennis is about to start knocking on doors. Like, he's going to see if anybody is home, and if so, he's going to ask them if they were home yesterday.
What is everyone's passive perception?
15.
9.
Where do I see that?
9?
It's under your saving throws.
Yours
12.
is 12. Bucket, are you looking for anything? Or are you just awkwardly following them, wondering why you're in the same spot again?
Well, he mentioned trying to find somebody, so he's not really looking super hard, but he's looking around, see if he can find something that is similar to what he was looking for.
Please tell me he falls in a pitfall or something.
Go ahead and roll
Not like
a
dangerous,
perception
but
check.
He just falls into a cellar and finds a summoning circle.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Walking around, you are you doing like a sweep around this corner? Like around this
Yeah.
building?
Yeah.
When you get over here, you find footprints that you know one of the guards came from this direction previously. However, there are 2 sets of footprints in this alleyway. 2 sets of footprints this way.
All right.
Token slowly moves across the map.
It's just like, oh.
They just went down this way.
Just
It looks both. It looks traveled both ways twice. You can't really. It's well, actually, it's traveled this way twice, but this way once. You know that the guard when they came, they went over here. But you didn't see any of them go back yourself. They could have after you left. But there's 2 sets going in, but only 1 set going out.
I mean that they be going up this way. And we're from this corner, I guess, where would they lead?
They go to right here. And it's kind of like a mess of like footprints kind of around right here. And then they go back out.
gonna look up north over here to see if I see any similar footprints.
Doesn't look like it. Relatively unused paths. Besides the footprints from yesterday, your guys' fight yesterday. This other set of footprints seems to be the only ones here. At all. There are some that come in this way to the this door here. But you can tell like they're definitely not like fresh tracks of any kind.
All right.
But looking around here, you do notice that if this is kind of a blind spot. Nothing right here is really visible by any of the like buildings besides the one here, which is actually shuttered close on that door.
I'm gonna wander back over to Belanus and just relay some of that to him. Saw some strange footprints all accumulated around in the center over there.
Oh, he is absolutely gonna go take a look. So, where was it?
Right over here.
So he's gonna move into that area. Do I need to roll perception or investigation?
You
The
may
building over there
roll.
has some shuttered windows too.
Basically, this whole area here is a blind spot.
Blind spot?
Yes, meaning it is not visible by anything that is not essentially walking the streets. None of the houses or anything like that have windows or anything like that that look this way. And it is essentially a blind spot to the area.
So other than that one door that's right there below us, or is that just?
Yes, that is technically a door, but it's like it has like wood over it. It's like essentially permanently closed.
Gotcha. Do I need to roll anything here? Like to investigate the area?
You may roll investigation to check the area.
My worst one. I really need to get something to level that up, if possible. I got an 11. Look, he's curious. He's not the best investigator, all right?
Looking around, it looks like you're kind of like taking in what he's saying, looking around, and it's definitely a spot that if you wanted to do something, you could do without being seen.
Gotcha.
Riak, why don't you roll a investigation as well, a new one?
Aye, sir. That would be a 7.
A 7.
I'm more focused on them than I am actually looking around.
You're not used to having friends.
No, yeah, I'm still used to like the fact that there are people around.
Yep, for sure. Bucket, looking around here, it definitely seems like the person was in this area doing something and then left.
Well, yeah,
But that is essentially what you can tell.
like I don't know which direction. Just know they were here. They moved over here, but they came back.
Yeah, so they came
They're
in,
kind of kicking around in the gravel.
did
Is there
something,
something
and then
underneath
went out.
here? There's like something in the road. Like a
Go ahead
what
and
do you call
roll
that?
a investigation check.
Not a gutter, but with manhole cover or something like that. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 11.
11. You're kind of kicking the dirt around. As you're kicking the dirt around, you kind of, as you're looking at it, the dirt right here in this area looks a little weird. Like maybe it's not just dirt, but it also looks like maybe someone did something and then also kicked the dirt around.
All right.
But looking at the dirt, it looks like it has some kind of other substance within the dirt.
I'm gonna give that a taste, actually.
You guys are watching him, look around, etc. He's looking at it, looking at the ground, looking at it, kicks it a little bit, looking at it some more, reaches down, just like picks up a little bit and like puts it in his mouth, just like dabs it a little bit.
It is appalling what he will eat.
React just kind of looks on and kind of like amazement.
Yeah.
Like, wow, people do this?
Oh no, I'm watching him the same way. Just like, what?
you you first of all, you taste dirt. However, you also taste a little bit of salt, and there's something that's very gritty that is like not sand.
Oh dear.
If I just drop out, by the way, it's because my power went out. My
Oh yeah,
monitors both just flickered.
That
that's
sounds fun.
Yeah, they're on a surge protector, so they're fine, but they both just flickered. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Being a gourmand and chef specializing in strange ingredients, would I recognize what this is?
I don't believe so. You can tell that there's like salt.
Yeah.
Normal sand definitely like doesn't have salt like this. And and it's like a concentrated salt, not like, it's definitely like a concentrated salt, like maybe someone would use for cooking or other maybe spellcasting. You're not really a spellcaster yourself.
No.
Maybe there's like a salt circle here. But there's also something else like finely crushed that is like also in the area.
I like pick it out of my mouth to see inspect it more.
Sure.
That'd be so weird.
I'm just imagining the scene, like he just puts it in. You guys are awkwardly like, what is he doing? And then he just starts slowly picking little things out of his mouth.
Pulling rocks out of his mouth.
Yes. Looking at it, it looks like some kind of ground.
I feel like there's something obvious that I'm just not getting.
It looks like a ground, maybe like a ruby?
Gemstone?
Like gemstone ground up, maybe? Is the best thing you can come up with what you know of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that Belinda, or does Belinda see that at all?
You're watching him.
No, I mean the ruby. Like, does he see it specifically?
Not unless you're like avidly trying to like look over and see what he has on his hand, like next to him, because it is rather small.
Okay, so a question: if he would have seen it, would have Belinus like thought of spellcasting components? Because after all the things I've read recently about creatures and like the stuff about the summoning, he should know something about spellcasting components. So
It could be a fairly good guess.
are you gonna show it to anybody or anything?
Yeah, I would have definitely shown you because you seem most invested into this.
So would that be a roll, or would he just instantly pick up on it being a spellcasting component possibility?
Yeah, it definitely could be a spellcasting component for some kind of either like summoning or something to that effect to summon whatever it was.
I'm gonna pull out a pouch and be like, "Would you mind if I hold on to that and just like put the pieces of the ruby in the pouch?"
These very, very fine small pieces.
Hey, if it works, it works. All right.
It's all over the ground.
He's gonna look down and try and pick up more and more of the pieces. I just need enough that's gonna stay in the pouch and that I can pour it out. All right.
Do you want to
'Cause I
like
don't have
scoop
any-
up the dirt because it's
Well,
mixed
yeah,
up
I'll
into
scoop
the
up.
dirt?
I'll scoop up like a handful of the dirt, and if it's got pieces of the ruby in it that I can see, I'll just put it in the pouch.
Sure. You can do that.
And then after that, I'll just look around, or I'll look at them and be like, I don't think there's anything else that we're going to discover here. So for now, I'm going to go to the guards, or like,
The town
basically,
guard.
I'm going to go get the report of what all happened, and I want to know more about the body. Where are either y'all can come with me, but I don't figure you would want to go anywhere near the guards looking at Bucket. um, or I can meet you back at the inn. It's up to you in this case.
Well, if you guys are going to be there with me, then I'll take along.
All right. Look over at Ryuk. You coming along?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a generalized direction to go. Now, where's the guards? I'm just kind of looking looking at both of them. Like, where's the guard station?
Would I know?
That's a
You're the one
great
so friendly
question.
with them.
Puppy dog eyes.
You would probably know.
Would I know enough to guide them to it?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll kind of like poke and prod Belenis until he follows, and I'll lead the group to the guard
All right, let's
guard
go.
area.
You all head off to the town guard. You get there. Boop.
The fuck is this shit? Why have we been stunned again?
I know, I've been fucking this. You need to stop letting us get Morgana queued. Come on, this is we've talked about this. There has been sit downs.
The
I
problem is I
cannot believe
have to cover the other one in Fog of, or this map has to be
I
covered in Fog of War.
cannot believe that you would dare treat us in such a way, Johan.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how you thought the campaign was going to go, Johan, but I've turned it into a murder mystery.
You're not wrong. You get to the town guard. This rug actually isn't that color. It's actually a rug of, it's basically a map of the city. Like showing it on like the map of Ishkar. Kind of like a prideful, this is more of like a this is the area you protect kind of thing reminder on the floor.
What? Do I see the city that we saw in our dream on there?
No.
Yeah, no.
No, the city that you saw was Illyri, which is the capital.
Illyri? Okay. Gotcha. So I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to go up to the desk with whoever would be watching the front, I guess. Almost the receptionist desk, I guess you could say.
Yep, a human looks up at you as you guys walk in.
I'm going to show
Can I
them
help you?
my holy symbol. And I'm going to be like, I'm with the temple of Johan, I need help. I can't remember the name.
I am holier than thou.
Pillar.
Answer my questions.
Pilar.
Pilar. I'm with the Temple of Pilar. I actually was curious. Do you have the report of what happened to that elf in the alleyway yesterday?
I don't think it's quite finished. I know that they Kingsword are currently talking to the captain. I would assume it'd be done this afternoon.
Are the Kingsword here? Are they around?
Ryok like
Yeah, they're
actively at these words like backs into a corner.
they're in talking to the captain as we speak.
Is it this way? And he just points at one of the doors. Like the whatever door looks like it would go further inward.
It would be the one on the right side that you're referring to. No, that is the um jail. You
Oh
should
well,
probably
how
not go
fun.
that way. No,
Damn it,
the
Bucket! You should have told me that was the jail.
King's
Joking. I didn't
or
actually
I've
say
never
that.
been here.
the captain's office is this one behind me. You
Could you do me a favor and let them know that Belinus is here?
Who's bananas?
I can I ask why? I make it a
Just-
habit of not interrupting a meeting with King Sword people.
Well, you see, I'm the one who took out the shadows that killed the young elf, along with help from my accomplices. Also, I have some more evidence, possibly.
Oh, sure. He kind of like looks at the door like with like regret. And like walks over and goes in. And then about 30 seconds later the door opens again with him coming out. And behind him are the King's Sword and a another Aarakocra.
Oh fuck, is it the same Aarakocra?
It is not.
Oh,
This
thank
one
God.
is a female.
So, question: the receptionist desk.
Is
How much, like, is it covered in stuff, or is it nice and clean?
this one? It's not clean.
Well,
It's
about to get dirtier.
definitely it's definitely has stuff on it.
Actually, wait. I'm not gonna. Okay. I'm gonna be like, hey, as they come out, I'm gonna be like, oh, hey, it's nice to see you again. Yes, I have found a little bit more evidence. I think I found the components in which were used to summon the shadows. And he's gonna pull out the pouch.
As this
And-
happens, Ryok immediately tries to look from looking incredibly suspicious in the corner to just being normal.
And then from there, he's just gonna like clear off a space on the receptionist's desk and pour the pouch with all the dirt and the rubies onto the desk, and be like, "It looks as though rubies were used." And he's gonna pick up some of the fragments. And on top of that, they were in the alleyway before we were. There was footprints that led to the south that came from the south, came up into the alleyway, and then obviously used these components right there in the alleyway and then left. I wanted to know the report and see if y'all had found anything else that was there. I'm very curious about this because it seems as though the caster has got their target on us as well. As if this dream was any interpretation of it, anyway. Or not interpretation, but any sign of it.
The Aarakocra looks at you and goes, "Dream? I'm sorry. What dream?"
Oh, they haven't told you about the drawing, I guess. I'm gonna pull out the drawing and I'm gonna show it to them. I'm gonna be like, don't worry, as much as y'all think it's a dog, it's not. I can't seem to find out what this creature is, and it seems all three of us had the same dream. Or no, I'm gonna say, it seems the two of us had the same dream. Pointing to, or kind of nodding in the direction of the other two, not saying which one it was that had it.
This whole time, by the way, Matthew is just staring at you.
Absolutely
Oh,
no fucks given about that. I don't even notice
Ryok.
that he's staring at me.
He's staring at
Oh, he's-
Ryok.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought you were talking about me.
Ryok has noticed this,
Mhm.
and for whatever reason, just can't seem to meet their gaze. Perhaps a
And
little bit
he's got
intimidated.
one of those. Is that no? That's not. Is it? No.
As much as Ryok would like to hide it, he cannot hide the effects on his feathers, though, which clearly give him away.
Um. The captain walks over to you, looking at the dirt.
Wait, is he walking? Okay, he's walking to me. I was about to say, if he walks to Ryok, I'm gonna fucking.
No. The
Be
air
like,
crocker.
excuse me?
I'm more
town
important,
guard.
bitch.
the town guard captain.
Yeah.
Walks over and looks at it, and kind of looks back to Ash and says, "Ash, what do you take of this?" And he kind of walks over, looks at it, and says, "Well, he like turns back to the other guy and he's like, Matthew, you're the spellcaster." And he finally taking his eyes off of Ryok,
Who looks visibly happy that he's done so.
walks over and is looking at it and he's like, "Well, I yeah, you could a pretty good like medium or a lot of higher end spells use like crushed ruby or emerald. This could easily have been some kind of spell used for some kind of spell. You guys said you found it in the alley up from the body, or like
Oh,
on the
yes, about
body?
30 feet to the west of the body. Just in the gravel in the ground. Or in the gravel in the road. Oddly enough, it was in a spot where there were no... It was a complete blind spot to all the houses and the other roads. The only way you'd be able to see anything happening in that spot is if you were walking along that road itself.
Well, that is quite disconcerting. I mean, someone could possibly be trying to cause harm in my city.
I would think so. There was a dead body there.
Yes. Well, she turns to Ash. Do you have someone who could look into what summoning this could be? And Ash looks at Matthew, and Matthew's like, "I'll figure it out." And and the Aircarco is like, "Perfect. I commend you. What did you say your name was?"
Oh, my name is Valinus. I'm with the Church of Palor. I'm a traveling monk. I'm from the north, but if you need to get in touch with me, just get in touch with any of our monasteries, and I'm sure they'll be able to get a hold of me. But I have another question as well.
Do you know this dog?
No, I was actually gonna bring up the tree. There was this odd vision, I guess you could say we were having. A giant tree, hundreds of times larger than any of the other trees in the forest. Does that sound familiar? Like anywhere around here?
Anywhere around here?
Well, whenever I say around here, I mean, you know, of course, the entire country.
Oh, well, I haven't been all over Ishgar. Um, but it's nothing. I don't think I've ever seen any tree that you've described.
Okay. Also, one other thing. The name of the capital,
Illyri.
Illyri. Um, is there any news of anything that's happened to Illyri recently?
Um, Ash looks at you and goes, "I'm sorry, what?"
Just a strange dream. I just wanted to know if there was any news of Illyri or anything that has happened to it recently. I've never been there myself, and I was thinking of possibly taking a trip.
Um, the the captain says, "Well, we received recently a shipment from Illyri. As far as I can tell, everything's okay."
Oh, awesome. Well, it seems that that's going to be one of my possible destinations very soon. Thank you so much.
Ash has a weird, like, half smirk smile on his face, which is
I'm not going to notice anything about it.
okay. Sure.
Like, I'll leave that one to Riok and Bucket, but Belinis is
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh, he's being nice.
No,
Yeah,
this is
Riak is
like
definitely paying attention.
this is like uh this is like cat that ate the canary type, like
Oh no,
Cheshire grin.
I understand what you mean. It's just that Belinis being in a position that he's in, as far as like working for the church his entire life and being curious about everything, he would not he would not like suspect the guard of anything. Period. So in this specific case, I believe that Blennis is going to be completely ignorant to the situation.
Yeah, Riak is definitely.
He's just probably going to be off put by a weird smile, like, "Okay, dude," kind of thing.
You know, he Ash turns to the captain and says, uh do you know if the old hermit is around? If they're having weird dreams, yeah, they could probably ask him about it.
Old hermit knows about dreams.
And she kind of looks at him with a weird look on her face. Um, she says, Actually, he was here this morning asking about the attack."
Sounds like the perfect person we should talk to.
I don't.
You see
I
Blennis
wasn't
kinda
aware he
perk
was
up.
here though. Until then, and he might be gone. You know how he likes to disappear and appear at his leisure. She turns to you, Belenis, and says, if he's here, his house will be and gives you like directions to like a plot, essentially.
Yeah.
Like a house or whatever. In the like nicer part of the city.
Gotcha. Blennis is going to be like, "All right, thanks," and start to walk out the door.
Riak just kind of like glances for a second. He's kind of calmed down a little bit, but his eyes glance over each person's in the room before like gently nodding and then starting to make his way out, following Belenus.
Yeah,
Belenus.
the
Belenus, yeah.
Aarakocra and with him leaving, the Aarakocra and Matthew are both looking at this crushed emerald dirt. But Ash is looking after you guys. Not you specifically, but he's looking at your group as you're leaving with this like knowing look.
Gotcha.
Ryuk definitely makes a mental note of that, but chooses not to say anything at this point.
You said that this hermit could help with the dreams. Could he help prevent them in the future?
He might be able to. I don't. I know he's done a lot. He's, good friends with the mayor. And I know he does all kinds of weird things. That being like the Aarakocra or whatever. And Ash says, I'm sure he could do something, depending. He could also, help with some therapy if you choose so.
Why does everyone keep offering me therapy?
He's carrying around this massive wheel of cheese.
Just eating the entire fucking wheel.
Yep.
The cheese is in my bag. I don't have it carrying it around.
You really
it
are
was a big
Skyrimming this,
wheel.
aren't you? This is absolutely some Skyrim bullshit. Ah, yes, I have 400 daggers and 200 wheels of cheese.
Then I do use daggers.
Do you go with them? Or do you continue to talk to them? Because I know
After
that
my mission's done, I go with them.
Belenus is now on a new mission.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Blues
heading out
Brothers
and
style
following
on a mission from God.
Belenus.
Sir, it's a mission for Paylor.
I am holier than thou. Be out of my way, peasant.
Pretty
God
much.
commands me. Witness me.
God has shown me the light.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Um,
I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
it's all good. So you guys decide to go to you follow the directions, I assume, immediately to the
Oh yeah.
old hermit's house.
To the T without making a stop.
I would pay attention as we go there. Is there anything I noticed, like, as we're headed there? Anything out of the ordinary or anything abnormal seeming?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
This one. 13.
You don't really notice anything, but you feel like you're being watched. You don't know
Okay.
why. You cannot shake this feeling that you are being watched.
The feathers, like, Ryuk, like, expands. You know how birds do that when they get nervous?
Yeah.
The feathers just, like, expand a little bit.
Can we talk about how we're just a party of two because Bucket is sailing the Great Lake?
Oh.
To the Great Sea from The Legend of Zelda.
But would you say anything to the other or to the rest of the party about it?
I think once we get far enough away that, like, Ryuk doesn't see or see anybody within earshot, he'd say something and be like, "Hey, I have this weird feeling that we were being watched."
You still have that
Can't
feeling.
explain it.
Can I do a perception check?
Sure.
And then make sure he doesn't like say it like super out loud. Enough for like Belinus to hear.
I'm just keeping an eye out for this more of those bushes.
Oh my god. They're everywhere. We're not gonna ever get there
Literally
because like
everywhere.
in front of every building is gonna be one of these fucking bushes.
He's now me with bushes for the rest of the like loot. You yelling at me to come along and stop looting. That's bucket.
Get out of the fucking duffel bag, come on!
Yeah.
They're valuable ingredients. I can't just waste them. Say no.
I'm really
Oh my
glad I
God.
didn't try that tea. Or else I would actually be like, the tea wasn't that good, let's continue.
You follow these directions and you
Oh, I got a 16 on the perception check for whenever I was told we were
okay, yeah,
possibly
sorry,
being
I forgot.
followed. Yeah.
I forgot because of the T. You don't really see anyone following you, watching. You don't even feel like you're being watched.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna like kind of look to Ryok and just under my breath be like, it's probably nothing, but let's continue.
He'll tentatively nod Ryok, but he's still not entirely convinced.
Oh no, that's not you're invalid. It's just kind of like
No, yeah.
let's keep going and just kind of be ready type thing just in case.
Yeah, Ryok's definitely like, okay, so I'm kind of the only one feeling this. It doesn't stop him, it's just like, okay.
You get to the neighborhood and you're walking on the street and you find an empty plot. No house.
Oh wow, is it up for lottery?
Um
Up for
Sorry, that's how houses go in my game. Empty plots you bid on.
you said your passive perception is 15 or 16?
15.
15. You actually notice, looking at where this house is supposed to be, you notice a giant, basically a giant ring or
A ring?
circle, a magical border
Can I go
on
up and
this
poke
plot.
it?
You want to walk up to it and poke it?
I want to walk up to it and poke it. Just
Sure.
well, stop the others for a second and then walk up and poke it. But
Yeah,
I'm
so
not left behind.
this is this is the plot that they told you to come to, where the house should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just kind of walks up. He doesn't say anything. He just walks up and like gently reaches out and like pokes the air over this ring he's seeing.
You kind of poke it and it doesn't really do anything. You you actually know what language this magical border is using.
Oh,
Wait, Ryok knows?
Yes.
Okay. Do I know? I don't Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, or Elvish?
You do not.
Okay.
okay.
The language that it is in is celestial.
Interesting. Can I know what it says?
Go ahead and roll an investigation to see how well you can understand what is going on.
Not great. 8.
8. It's all over the place. It's using a type of magic that to you literally doesn't make sense.
Okay.
You know how to cast spells. You've seen ritual spells. You know what ritual spells are. You know what, like the process of like making like ritual circles and etc. This literally doesn't make sense.
Okay, can I step across the ring?
Sure.
If I immolate myself for the next 5
You
seconds,
you
I
can
apologize.
you can most certainly try.
How must I attempt?
You step across it and you feel like you walk through a barrier of some kind.
Oh,
But besides
not the
that, you are
weirdest
completely
feeling.
unaffected.
Am I visible to the other side? Like, did I disappear?
No, they can still see you. Do you ask them?
I kind of like wave at them to see if I get like a response.
He waves
Oddly
at
enough,
you
I'm
guys.
just gonna wave back. Just like, okay.
If
There
I'm
is-
inside of this thing, is there something else in there?
There is a path up to where a house should be.
Can we
Okay.
see that path from out here?
Yep.
Okay.
And the path is inside of the circle,
Yep.
or is it outside? Okay,
The
can I
circle
follow the
basically
path?
goes over the path.
So, real quick, would it be far outside of the realm of just thinking that Belinus thought he was waving him on and just walks up?
No, I mean, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
You go walk there. Walk in.
yeah. Belinus is gonna just walk in the circle, not even realizing the circle's really there, or not
You-
realizing what it is.
Yeah, you walk through and you feel like you pass through some kind of thing, barrier maybe.
Noticing that, he's probably gonna notice the circle a little more. But
Yeah.
after looking at it and like checking himself to make sure he's fine, he's just gonna keep walking.
You walk up the path to essentially where a door would be. And as you get within like 10 feet of that point, a shimmering ethereal door appears in front of you.
Shiny.
Belinus is curious now and is definitely going to knock on the door if he gets to it before Ryok. But I'll let Ryok make the decision for now. Are you going to let me get to it first or no?
Honestly, seeing this, it intrigues him. How I'll let Belenus get to the door first. I'll kind of just follow behind him closely, but not overly close.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm just going to go up and knock on the door.
You go up and knock on the door, and couple seconds go by. Do you continue to knock on the door?
Yeah. I don't see any reason not to.
About about 30 seconds go by before the door materializes even more into a real looking door in front of you with a door frame.
Yeah.
And it opens to a very pretty elf, maybe? Maybe a ladder. Like, she's very beautiful. Has very fiery, like, red hair. That almost seems like it has the element of fire in it. Like, if you're, like, depending on how you're looking at it, the way it, like, catches the light. And she looks at you and she says, "Yes, Bolanus, may I help you?"
Well, that was weird, but have you seen my dog?
I'm really looking for him. I'm here to pass out flyers, you know. Also, while you're at it, would you like some Girl Scout cookies?
No, but he's gonna be like, you know, considering the manner of which this door appeared, I'm not even gonna question how you knew my name. But beyond that, we were told to come find you, I believe. Would you happen to be the one known as the Hermit by the guard?
She looks at you after looking at your two companions.
Greg is like wide-eyed.
I wave.
And says, "No, that would be Natsu, the owner of the house."
Would he happen to be in? Because
He
we have
doesn't
some
happen to have.
questions about some odd happenings in town recently, and that we have been. Well, they told us to come visit because the odd visions and dreams that we've been having after odd happenings happened in town.
Well, he is not currently in. He's off doing one of his things, as always. I can either tell him that you came by, or if you would like, you can come in and wait for him.
Can
We would
Riak
love-
like peek behind her? Like, what does it look like through the doorway?
It looking past her, it's kind of hard to see because she's currently taking up most of the door. That's actually open. But it looks maybe kind of like a large living room. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Don't fail me now. Natural fucking 20.
Let's go.
25.
Well, I'm just gonna go end myself. It's fine.
It's just, I want to know what's on the other side of the doorway, God. You will tell me. You will.
I mean, it still doesn't have to.
Yeah, but he's got to use that veto stamp to do that.
What? It's not here. Interesting. This is what you you can see the actual map because of your 20, and I hate you.
Smile.
This is the room that you see behind her. You see a large living area with all kinds of books and all kinds of, it almost looks like a living room with a lot of like trophy, it looks like a trophy room essentially, almost, with magical items or things inside of cases all over the place, including bookshelves, and looks immaculately clean.
Uh,
So
Riak is
Belinus
going.
is all
Hmm?
for staying, by the way. Anyways,
Yeah,
continue.
Riak's gonna like mentally note everything and then kind of look up at Belinus and then look back at Bucket and go like, I kind of want to go in.
I'm down to stay.
It would be more
Certainly.
comfortable to go inside and talk.
Then yeah, we would happily stay here and wait for him.
We've been CC'd again.
You have.
Son of a bitch!
Oh damn it! I told you to go get the cleanse. Why haven't you got it yet?
I like debuffs.
Like,
Do you have any poison?
oh my god.
So, like, are we walking in at this point then?
Yes.
Well, we will see.
From what you've described to him, if Belinus can see all this upon walking in, you're gonna see his eyes light the fuck up. Like kid in a candy store, and there's gonna be this grin on his face. Like he's gonna be smiling and his mouth is gonna be open in awe of just like all this shit.
Trying to get this is the room that you see as you come in. You also see what I described. You see all kinds of the this looks like a lounge to show off how much shit you have.
Yeah.
Essentially. But it has all kinds of things in different cases and etc.
Upon walking in and you see this excitement on Belinus, something's gonna click and he's gonna be like, they're adventurers. And he's gonna pull out the paper of the the drawing and be like, ma'am, I have a question for you. You see, we had this dream that multiple of us had. There was this creature in it that looked somewhat like this, and I'll show her the drawing, and I'm gonna be like, everyone thinks it's a dog, but it was more reptilian. And when we woke, I had like this gray tint on my skin that slowly faded away. Do you happen to know anything about this creature?
Let's just say it's more dog than reptilian.
Have you seen my dog, ma'am?
A couple
He's
of
been
things.
gone for so long now.
I miss him
Bucket,
dearly.
as you sit down, that chair is the most comfortable chair you have ever sat on in your entire life. Like, you didn't know furniture could be that comfortable.
Oh my god.
So-
How much for the chair?
how much? You're like a rogue, aren't you?
Big
Just
Carried in
chair.
a
put that
bag.
shit in your bag like the cheese wheel. Like,
We don't know it yet, but Bucket already has a bag of holding. Just it's got furniture in it.
Oh, that got stolen a long time ago.
She looks at it and then looks at you, looks at your picture and looks at you and says, I
Picture.
cannot give you the information you seek.
But I'm sure it has a price. Name it.
I think
It's
she
not
was talking
money.
about the. I think she was talking about the dog.
do you happen to know who might be able to give us the information?
It is possible that Natsu might tell you.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to speaking with him then.
If this hermit comes in here with a little blue dog, I'm gonna shoot you, Johan.
No. Now, may I look at these books that you have? Are they for anybody to read?
If you are able to take them from the shelf, you can read them.
Is it like high up or no?
Nope.
Oh, okay. They're just on the shelf.
Yep.
I am going for one. I don't give a fuck. Traps be damned.
Okay. You're like, okay, and you run over. Go.
Well, not
do you
run.
want to?
Just he's
do you-
walking with purpose.
Do you want to look for any books, or do you want to, do you want to
He's looking-
skim the names of the books,
He's
or
skimming names.
you find you find one that says how to learn, or how I learned to cast spells as a barbarian.
While funny, not interested. Next, we need books of adventure, books of storytelling and monsters and anything that will give me knowledge of adventuring.
The lusty Argonian maid.
No, bad.
Yes.
Keep your smut out of my libraries.
The
It's
next
a
one,
historical document. It's not smut.
Yeah, it's historical.
the
It's
other,
lore accurate.
the next one you see is time traveling basics.
Then the next one is time traveling basics. Then the next one is time traveling basics.
I really don't think he would care about that.
You also find one that says the compendium of, oh, what is it? Oh, sorry. You find one that says the history of Teradel.
Is that the country we're in?
That is the continent you are on.
Oh, absolutely going for that one then.
You first of all, this catches you for more than one reason. One, because you want to know things, but the other, with your research, there is almost like, it's almost like the history of Ishgar and how it came to be, like, the like 3 countries, like Ishgard, Draconia, and Selthram, is almost like eradicated. Like someone really doesn't want that information being known to the people in Ishgar.
Oh, then yeah, he's definitely going for that one.
Forbidden knowledge.
You go to reach for it and you like go to grab it and you can't get within like 2 inches of any book on the shelf.
Is there
Like there is
Like-
some kind of force that is pushing you away from being able to grab these books. Almost like there's no like visible thing. It almost like a like a hypnotist, like telling people they can't remove their arm and shit. Like
Yeah.
you don't see anything stopping you, but you can't, no matter how hard you try, you can't get within like 2 inches of like the books on the bookshelves.
He is going to be trying continuously to get this. Like, at this point, he's going to be putting his hand as far as he can, and if he can't, like, put his hand any further, he's going to put his hand all the way out and then try and take a step forward and see what happens. Like,
Yeah, you no matter what you do, your hand cannot get within like 2 inches of these books.
this is going to be like his goal for a little while at least, to try and see if he can get to it. To the point where he is going to turn around and back up into the bookshelf if possible.
Ryok,
Yes.
it's interesting that you would choose there to go.
Is it?
Yes.
It stood out to me.
It has a label.
Does it have a label?
It does.
Oh, I guess I just can't see it. You're saying this. Okay,
No,
what is
it's
the
not.
label?
It's not labeled on the map. Yeah, sorry. It has like a little label on the
You
like.
don't mind me
podium.
immediately zooming into full going, where is this label? What is on this label?
It is labeled as a corrupted ruby.
Huh.
From a name that you do not recognize.
Okay, what is the name?
The name is hold on, I have to pull it up just to make sure I don't give you the wrong one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Okay, go ask ChatGPT.
No, I actually have the fucking. It's just so many. It's so much.
You don't need to justify yourself to me, Johan. You are the DM and I'm just a player.
It is labeled as corrupted ruby from the Mystic Haven.
Huh. Okay. If I like reach my hand out towards it, not touching it yet, but like reach like a wing or a
This
feather,
is
does
actually in
something
like an
happen?
actual like glass case.
If I press up against the glass lightly, not trying to push it or anything, or bring like parts of my feathers that are not quite right towards it.
The like the corrupted part of it starts like glowing the closer
Oh,
you get to it.
how no, I can't be asking that. No, I can't be. I can't be. He'll test it with like the different feathers that are glowing and having different effects. Do any of them make it glow brighter, or is it all like roughly the same?
It's all roughly the same.
Okay.
Belinus just casually
as you're
pulls out his
trying to
staff
like
and just tries to poke
like
the book
get
loose.
into this thing, you do a thing where you like turn around and you're like trying to like use your weight to like lean up against the thing, and you notice that the elf that was standing beside you is no longer in the room.
Me or
No, the
No.
elf that'll let you in.
well, no, the are you saying that I notice or like
No, Belinus.
Belenis notices? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now that she's not in here, I'm gonna pull my staff out and just try and poke the book and see if I can touch it with the staff.
You really want that book?
I want to see if, like, I'm gonna look to the side and kind of like push the staff towards the book and see if the staff will touch it. Does it stop 2 inches short?
Yes.
Damn. All right, he's gonna put the staff up and he's gonna just kind of look around for like any kind of indication of like a magic circle or anything.
Through the through this door over here, the opposite one you guys came in through. You guys came in through this one over here. A male elf walks in. Who looks pretty old for an elf. Elves don't usually show their age that much, but this guy looks old. And he walks in and he walks over basically almost to the middle of the room. In a very quiet whisper, looks over at Bucket and says, I probably wouldn't do that.
They offered a price.
Wait, is he eating the fucking chair or something?
He was. I think he'd be sitting down on it.
I am Natsu. I was told that you guys wanted to speak to me.
Oh yes, have you seen my dog?
He'd turn around with the staff, like prying away from the bookcase, immediately rip out the drawing and be like, my dog is missing. I dreamed of him.
I'm just gonna like kind of put the staff away and be like, interesting books you have there. How do you get to them?
He walks over to you and pulls out the one of Pterodal. Like nothing. Like
Eyes,
there's no nothing. And then just
eyes
like
are now squinting like I am glaring at him like you son of a bitch.
and then he lets go and it flies back to the shelf by itself almost instantaneously and back to its spot.
Just gonna point at it and be like, "That's not a real book, is it?"
May
Yeah, Ryak
I
has stopped as well and turned around and watching this whole thing.
You are looking for a dog?
Well, you see, it's this thing that showed up in our dreams. All three. Well, the two of us had the same dream because we still have not got confirmation of Bucket.
I'm here to get rid of the dreams.
The two of us had the same dream, and it was a creature that looked somewhat like this. And he pulls out the paper and shows him. It was reptilian and scaly. It had these spines coming off of its back. And whenever we woke up after it had glared at us, our skin was this grayish tone. And it faded slowly.
From a
Well, it faded
dream.
rather quickly. Yes, from a dream. The dream was of a giant tree that had caught on fire, and then with the creature was this person who was not exactly bigger than it. That the creature kind of dwarfed this person quite a bit. And we were told that you may know more about this creature. And I was hoping to know if you knew
Well,
about the tree as well, considering that you have vast amounts of knowledge around, even if I can't get my hands on it.
I do like to shall we say study animals. I could look into it for you. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. But I could probably find you an answer in the next day or so.
Okay. Also, we were told to come talk to you about the dream first off, and secondly because the guards, they mentioned something about you whenever we had brought up this case. They said you had inquired about it as well. The elf that was in the alleyway
The
that had died.
the shadows, yes.
That one, yes. We found crushed ruby near the scene in an area where nobody would be able to really see what was going on in that specific spot.
Yes.
And they were told they were going to talk to you about it, so we figured we would come here and find out what was going on
I
first.
spent the better part of the morning tracking down the rest of those shadows.
There were more than 5.
Yes, it was
we dealt with
quite
the
a
first
large
5 for sure.
summoning. There were quite a few who were summoned.
Is there any chance the elf was the target, or was it someone else and she just got caught in the crossfire?
I believe it was more of a opportunity thing where they were just trying to sow chaos.
I'm gonna look back to Riak and be like, maybe the child knows more. Maybe he actually saw something.
Maybe, but I doubt he's gonna talk about it.
I actually just came from talking to Ben. He did
Who the
not
fuck
see
is Ben?
anything besides his mother being attacked. Unfortunately.
So what could have caused... Wait, what?
But he's much better now.
Did they take his flower?
We did not take his flower, no.
I was about to say those bastards.
I know. Ryog looks happy.
He did have his memory altered though.
Well, hopefully y'all were able to get something out of him before the memory was altered. But
we were.
question about the shadows then. After dealing with them and dispatching them, that's whenever we decided, or that's whenever we had the dream. Did that, or do you think anything, or that had anything to do with the shadows, or could it have been that we've been targeted now?
You said something about a tree?
The dream was much more than just a tree. Now, how much would you like to know? Because I have it written all down. I'm gonna show him the notes.
He scans it, and then right about where it gets to the tree part, he just stops reading it.
Intrigued, I see.
Is that a fucking pun?
No.
It is now.
It is now. Yeah.
Was it that tree? And he points over to this wall here, where you could have swore there was a different painting there before. But there is now a painting of the tree that you saw in your vision.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was that one, except the one in our vision was a little bit more on fire. Or no, I'm gonna actually be like, well, it started that way, but at the end of it, it was a little bit more on fire.
It was on fire.
Yes, and then it started as a view from above, as we have there in the notes. But whenever the
He
flame, or
genuinely looks worried. Like he knows something you don't, and he is now worried.
well, I'd hope so. It was on fire.
That's fair.
So where is this tree by chance, since you do happen to know of it? Is this something on this continent or country?
It is far from here. I am not quite at liberty to say where it is because of what it is. But it on fire is not remotely good. And this,
Okay, I want to test him. In Draconic, I'm gonna say, and what about the dragons in the city?
he looks at he looks at you and then looks at the other two to see if they are like paying attention or know the language that you spoke. And then in Draconic back to you, he's going to say they are not attacking the city right now.
Riak kind of glances between the two of you. Suddenly.
Are they just having a growling contest now?
Yes.
Like
That is
between
essentially what it sounds like.
this old elf and Belanos.
He's gonna go back to Common and be like, right now, and kind of like an inquiring tone. Does that mean possibly in the future?
I'm going to look into this. Is there any chance that I could have you come back tomorrow?
Absolutely. How safe is the? Or oh, sorry, I was gonna say, how safe is the passage to I'm gonna write the name of the city down eventually.
Illyri.
The capital. Yeah. How safe is the passage to Illyri?
Passage?
How we
mean
get there?
The road? I mean,
Yeah, like how safe is the trip to Illyri from here?
moderately? I mean, there are still dangers out in the wild. Mm.
Okay. Well, we will come back tomorrow, but I hope to set forth towards there soon.
As the conversation kind of ends, because he's kind of assuming it does at this point, he like looks over at the old elf Ryok, and then kind of points to the crystal and goes, "It glows when I move my feathers towards it. Is that bad?"
It says I got XPs. Is that bad? Am I dying?
He looks at you and looks like you could tell he's looking at your feathers, and he has this look in his eyes of, well,
Oh Lord, I'm
that's
about to become a trophy.
interesting. We will have to do some testing on that later.
Give him a feather so he doesn't try to take you whole.
It's like over there, like, you couldn't get a book off the shelf. What the fuck makes you think I'm gonna stand a chance against him? The most I could do in a fight against these shadows was cast fleas. I ain't got no chance. But Ryuk kind of like looks up at the elf at Natsu and is like, "It's not a bad thing, right? I've had these as long as I've remembered, or can remember, I guess."
I don't think so. It's probably reacting to the elements in your wings, would be my theory. But one thing at a time. Dog?
The
Capital tree.
Capital tree.
Just double checking to make sure the
Interesting.
capital is safe. And then checking on tree, and then
Ah, yes.
so first thing tomorrow morning?
I'm just kind of standing there, and I'm gonna be like, and what's going on with that? I'm just gonna point over to Bucket.
Are you still stuffing pillows in your bags?
I only did it the one time, but my bag is slightly larger than it was when I entered the room. I'm also
He-
going to look behind me towards the painting, though.
You look back towards the painting, and there's a painting of a dragon fighting some mages.
Do I see this?
Do you look back at the painting?
Do I notice that while I was looking towards Bucket, so I forgot to put my token on the thing, so I was guessing I was over near the bookshelf on the right.
Right.
So theoretically,
familiar.
talking to him, I should have been.
You also notice that it is no longer the picture of the tree.
I'm gonna be like, how did you do that? Just like that's gonna come out. It's not actually directed or anything. It's just kind of be like, what the hell, type thing. So he would have been
If you think that's
over here.
If you think that's fascinating, you should see what the rest of the house can do. I'm sure you guys can find your way out. I'm going to go get some things ready, and I will see you in the morning.
Sounds good. We will see you in the morning. And Blinnis is just looking around now, confused about the rest of the house.
He walks back out the store. This is the door that you guys came in.
So we're
Before
gonna
you
go back out the
go,
door.
you mentioned something about mind-altering magic. Do you have anything that could prevent dreams such as these and other prophetic bullshit I don't have time for? Anything that can prevent that?
I might be able to make something that could do that.
I'd be very interested.
I will look
wish-
into it for you.
Like it's like I wish to not be a main character anymore.
For real, homie's just trying to fucking leave. Like,
I'm not trying to leave. I just want a good night's sleep.
You just gotta click your heels
homie's
3
like,
times and chant
I don't.
home.
Homie's over here like, I don't want quest hooks to happen in dreams anymore.
I have enough
I
on
want to
my
make
plate.
my own adventure. God damn it. Yeah. So you do you guys leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take another look at the crystal, like genuinely interested in it now because he's not seen anything that's ever reacted to his wings as far as he can remember. So, but with that last look, he'll head out.
This door.
Oh, this door.
I want to look at this painting with the dragon and the wizards a bit more, though.
Sure.
This is directly a scene from the dream.
No, it is not. It is it has a label below it that says depiction of the last battle.
Does it have an artist name attached to it?
It does not.
From my bag, I'm gonna pull out a notepad and a pen. I'm just gonna quickly sketch this painting.
Sure.
Then setting that back in my bag, making sure my prize is still in there. I will also head over to the door.
You guys open the door and go out. And you notice two things immediately.
I'm hugging this bag as hard as I can as I step out this door.
You notice three things immediately.
Why'd they go up?
One is that Bucket is now stuck because the pillow will not cross the threshold of the door. The other thing you notice is that it is now no longer morning. It is evening, probably past dinner time. Like the sun is going down. And you guys were in there for maybe 30 minutes.
Well, if I'm not able to leave, I'll see you 2 in the morning. Go back over and lie down.
The other thing,
Blinnis is gonna like facepalm. He's going to put his head in his hands, just like, oh God.
You didn't
the other
sit
thing
down
you
on the
notice,
couch. You don't know its comfort.
the other thing you notice is the building itself is now visible and in front of you.
I would hope
And
it'd
it
be
is,
behind us.
well, you're standing at the threshold looking in.
The dumbass on the couch.
It is a little bit
So-
nicer than this picture. This is just the best one I could find. But it is essentially a castle house that looks like it could fall over. It looks like it's not. It looks like a good breeze could literally tip this entire house over into like breaking, even though it's made of like nice materials and etc.
Considering what I just saw inside, I am not gonna question it. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. Are you staying inside? Good sir, Bucket?
Yes.
Jeez,
Fucking
Jesus.
staying the night.
Yeah, I'm staying the night.
uh
I'm gonna head back to
Alrighty.
the tavern, I guess, with Ryok because I don't know the city and I don't want to get lost going to the monastery.
That's fair. You guys head back to there, and Bucket decides to stay in Natsu's living room, for lack of a better term. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Yay.
I decided to go a little long because of where we were, and etc. So
Also, because we're not going to be back for another 2 weeks.
Why not?
possibly.
Actually, it's closer to 3 weeks.
Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream real quick. Hold on. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We will be back. I'm not sure if we'll be back next week or not. We have some weird things going on with family or with player lives, IRL. So we'll see. But look forward to seeing you next session.